Nothing. Hey, Hilary, it's so great to see you again. Man, I haven't seen you guys in so long.
I know. It's been forever. I miss people.
All right, so you need to bring your full snark tonight. This is what we need.
Yep. We're asking for full snark from each of you. Nothing less will do.
I didn't. My hair. Can we swear? Because that's all I really know how to do really well.
Yeah, you can swear.
Swearing allowed. I just need to know that.
That's fine. I can go ahead and trim things out. Yeah, I'll
what would you say to this, just so we know? Would that be a gosh darn Texas or a so we know how much trimming we have to do?
All right. Well, it's 7:00 now. By the way, pay no attention to the viewer number up in the corner. We have people watching from every platform imaginable. The only one that it is actually logging is just one of the sites. And besides, we get all of our viewership on the back end of this thing. So we generally get about 1,500 views on the back end. So this is just kind of a live recording. So with that said, Kat, anything else that we need to handle before we jump in?
No, indeed.
Well, let's do it.
Is that Stephen? That's just you stroking our egos here.
I know.
Just so you know
it's not me stroking your egos. It's me setting your expectations. Don't expect that number to go sky high tonight. It's not going to. So.
Well, just so you know, that's one more than Representative Hansen has watching his committee hearings. So
do that.
Okay.
I was more about the number going down as we continue to talk. That was kind of my concern.
Hey, Kat, can I just get a quick level check from you? How's the sound effects? Good.
Sounds good. You could go a teeny bit higher.
Teeny bit higher.
Great.
Yeah. Good. Okay. All right. I'm ready to rock and roll when y'all are.
All right. Well, welcome everybody to Sound Off, the Washington State News Quiz. Special thanks tonight to Robin Gittleman, Kevin Jones, Louise Pathay, our contestants, and tonight's guest judge, my good friend, Bellevue City Council member Jeremy Barksdale. And hello to everyone, whether you're watching live on Facebook or YouTube, or you're listening later via the podcast or terrestrial radio. We're so glad you're here. Before we get started, we wish to acknowledge that we live and work on the ancestral homelands of many indigenous tribes throughout the Pacific Northwest. So tonight we're bringing you our monthly news quiz show we've created just for progressives here in Washington State, and we're thrilled to have an all-star lineup tonight. Representative Drew Hansen represents the 23rd District, which includes Northern Kitsap County and Bainbridge Island. He chairs the Civil Rights and Judiciary Committee in the Washington State House of Representatives. He's also an outstanding chef. State Treasurer Mike Pellicciotti was elected in 2020 and is the state's 24th state treasurer. Go Dogs!
Yep. Applause for that.
And Hilary Franz is a conservation attorney from Washington State who serves as a state commissioner of public lands, a position she was elected to in 2016. We do have prizes tonight. Besides bragging rights, the winner of tonight's game will receive a bunch of indivisible swag. What?
Yep.
And with that, let me turn things back over to Stefan.
Yes, indeed. Well, thank you, Kat. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. We are so glad that you were here. Thank you to all of our panelists for making the time tonight. Let us meet each and every one of you. Treasurer Pellicciotti, as always, it is so good to see you, sir. And listen, every time I have you on the show, I put you through your paces. I make you tell us what the state treasurer does. I'm not going to do that tonight. Instead, I'm going to ask you if all of the money that you manage for the state, $350 billion, were suddenly yours, what is the first thing that you would buy? Be honest.
Well, the first thing I would buy would be probably tickets to every Gonzaga basketball game.
Nice answer.
Season, which is getting more expensive by the day.
I was expecting maybe pet tigers, a Maybach, something like that.
I want to keep it. I want to keep the money here in the state of Washington. I want to keep.
Oh, okay, very good. Well, they sell those here, but yeah, point taken. So, as Kat mentioned, instead of a buzzer, we have asked everybody, all of our panelists, to print out and hold up a sign to indicate that you are ready to answer. Do you have yours, Treasurer?
Right here, ready to go.
Oh, I love it. Yes, indeed. Okay. Representative Drew Hansen, thank you so much for being here. How are you tonight, sir?
I'm great. Sorry, I'm eating my dinner. The schedule got a little off today, so I'm having some noodles. I have an apron, so I don't get my fancy clothes all messy. My apron says Drew, in case you forget who I am. You can just look at the apron. It also says Star Wars. This was a gift from my parents when I was a grown man, to be clear. I didn't get this when I was 7. So I was probably like 40-something before I got a Star Wars apron. So now you know. I can outwork any of you on this call.
Okay, very good. Well, listen, I'm going to take that thread and just extend it a little bit, because usually when we had asked you to play previously, you were unable to because you had a standing date to play Dungeons and Dragons. And we knew that this was a legit excuse, because why would you say that otherwise? So tell us about your character.
So in Dungeons and Dragons, I run a game for my boy and his friends on Sundays, but my Tuesday night occasional commitment is a game I play with some people at my law firm. I play a druid. My name is Drew the Druid. I am a chaotic good wood elf druid with an anger management problem. So any resemblance to the real Drew, totally coincidental, has nothing to do with me at all.
I don't know. It sounds like I'm feeling some familiar vibes from you. Listen, I have to ask you before we move on, and this is something that I've wondered as somebody who's dabbled in D&D in the past. If Donald Trump were a Dungeons and Dragons character, what would his stat block and special traits look like?
Oh, interesting. So, I mean, the maximum you can go down on traits, I think, is like a -4. So like you'd have that for charisma, wisdom, intelligence, dexterity, strength, but he'd actually have a pretty high constitution. Because he had that, didn't he take that weird medicine or something when he got COVID? So like he'd probably be like +4 in constitution, but like -4 and everything else. So really interesting character. I mean, it's basically like the same stat block that you have for one of those like visionless worms that comes out of tunnels in D&D. That's kind of what a stat block would look like.
Okay, good. Thank you for taking the time to explain that. I really appreciate that. And do you have your sign with you?
I do.
Excellent. Okay, good. We are ready to play. Commissioner Hilary, Franz, my friend, how are you tonight? Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I know that you've got a lot going on with the floods and everything, so thank you for taking the time. Oh, and she's frozen up.
My pleasure. I still remember my name. No.
Oh,
Am I still frozen?
Nope, you're good. You still remember your what?
I said I still remember my name, unlike a Representative Hansen here who has to wear it on his apron. Even after fires, flood, landslides, and legislative session, I remember my name. I spelled it.
Well, good. And so we know your name, but there are some things that people may not know about you. According to your Wikipedia listing, you were a competitive ice skater for 12 years, and you used the same rink as Tanya Harding. Did you ever compete alongside her?
I did not compete alongside every single morning with her 6 days a week, 4 hours a day, 365 days of the year for 12 to 13 years.
That is a grueling schedule. My wife actually did a little bit of that, and we know just how demanding that is. What made you ultimately hang up your skates?
It was either going to be going to the Ice Capades or be Commissioner of Public Lands. I thought this was actually going to be a more lucrative position for the long term. But I will tell you, my motto that came out of that experience was always avoid the crowbar and carry a blade.
Oh, wow. Okay. Can you unpack that a little bit? Does that come in very handy with the Commissioner of Public Lands Commission?
Oh, absolutely. You know, first of all, it's very, very handy on the Capitol. You never know when they're going to come out swinging. Number one. Number two, I have a black belt in kickboxing, which its background and history actually is they used to have blades in the boots. It was for women. When men would go off to the war, they taught the women how to defend the home, and they put blades in the tips of the boots. So as a kickboxer, you never know what's on the tip of my toes. And lastly, you want to put out the fires, you got to use a Pulaski. It's a pretty tough blade on the end of that.
I have learned so much tonight from each of you. We are off to a strong start. Okay, so let's get started with our game, shall we? We will begin with a game that we are calling Cat's Quotes. Cat, can you explain how this is going to work, if you please?
Yes, indeed. I'll read a quote of someone in the news. Stefan will ask one of the panelists who said it. If he or she gets it right, they get 1 point. If they miss it, another panelist can steal by raising their sign. Excellent.
And what is our first quote for this evening?
When confronted with the choice of adopting election lies being promulgated by powerful forces in her party, she chose to stand by the will of the people.
Treasurer Pellicciotti, this is Governor Inslee talking about the Biden administration calling up which state elected official to join the Federal Election Security Office.
I'm going to go with my neighbor in the legislative building, Kim Wyman.
I know you work right across the hall, so I figured this was kind of a gimme for you. Yes, indeed. So a Secretary of State who will, quote, stand by the will of the people seems like a relatively low bar, but I guess welcome to 2021. We wish Kim Wyman the best. What is our second quote, please, Kat?
To put it simply, Americans want more sunshine and less depression.
Representative Hansen, this is Senator Patty Murray calling for federal action to make what permanent?
That would be daylight savings time, Stephen.
There you go. Good job. Yes, indeed. Yes. And I will just tell you all this. Now, my wife Lori and I are in the minority on this. We like it when it gets dark earlier. We enjoy the cold and the rain. We moved here on purpose is what I mean to say. And we came from California. So if you want a place with perpetual sunshine, why travel south is what I have to say to you, my fellow Washingtonians. Okay, Kat, what is our next clue, please?
Every community in our state will benefit from this bill.
Commissioner Franz, this is also Senator Patty Murray talking about the recent passage of what $1 trillion bill?
The infrastructure package.
That is correct. Yes, indeed. We are due to receive some $39 million in wildfire mitigation. Is that enough? Is it ever enough?
We can't go it alone. That's why thanks for the House Bill 1168 passed unanimously by the
I think she said something about a bill that was passed unanimously.
We're carrying her out, but
so I'm thinking at some point that we may fare better, Commissioner Franz, if we get you to dial in, and we unfortunately would no longer be able to see your face. But in order to get rid of some of the audio problems that we're having, we might have you do that. In the meantime, Treasurer Pellicciotti, we have a quote for you. Kat, what is it?
There's still the threat of severe weather in the area today, so stay alert.
Treasurer Pellicciotti, this was the National Weather Service canceling a, quite frankly, terrifying cell phone alert sent to Seattle and Kitsap residents, warning them about what Wizard of Oz style weather event.
I think they're worried about a tornado.
Yeah,
they saw a little bit of some funnel clouds not too far from Bainbridge. I thought it was near Kitsap.
That's exactly right. Yeah. So, did any of you get this warning on your phones?
Definitely,
I did.
Yep. We actually received one that simply said the tornado warning is canceled. So we missed all the fun. So I felt a little bit left out. Kat, what is our next quote, please?
This is exactly what happens when you cut arts funding in schools.
Commissioner Franz, this is Charles Mudede. He's columnist for The Stranger, referring to the lack of acting skills demonstrated by this individual who recently appeared to break down in tears on the stand during his trial. Who is he?
Oh, my God.
There's a very high-profile trial that is happening right now.
Oh, my gosh. I feel like a Trump's trial. Would she? Oh, sorry. That would never happen.
Anybody want to steal? Representative Hansen.
Kyle Rittenhouse, I believe.
Kyle Rittenhouse is the answer. That is right. Charles Mudede also made a reference to the Scott Baio School of Acting. So yeah, I love Charles Mudede.
His line isn't good. His line isn't very good.
And then finally, our sixth quote. You want to try and call in? Should we do that? Is there a different way for you to?
I need the number.
I think that's okay. I wonder actually if you shut your camera off, I wonder if that would make a difference. We could try that.
You know, most of the legislators don't want to speak either. So, this works.
Okay. I think actually
welcome our statewide elected officials, Commissioner, and you too, Mr. Treasurer.
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Okay. So I think Commissioner. Oh, yeah, much better. Okay, yeah, we're in good shape now. Okay, Kat, what is our final quote tonight?
Everything he's earned in his lifetime is gone.
Representative Hansen, this is attorney Richard Sanders speaking about his... I'm sorry, what was that? Oh, we missed her. Okay. So Representative Hansen, this is attorney Richard Sanders speaking about his client, an anti-tax zealot who is in default after not making payments on his $2.6 million fine for violating Washington's campaign finance laws. Who is he?
That sounds like a Tim Eyman.
That is very much a Tim Eyman. I would say everything that he has earned in his lifetime is gone except his reputation for being a complete a-hole and his reputation for orange T-shirts, which he never seems to run out of. And also, I would say probably that office chair. And that will do it for Kat's Quotes. Okay, so next up is a multiple choice quiz that we are calling What Do You Know About Blank? Kat, how does this work?
Just like the first round, only with multiple choice, we'll ask a question of each panelist. If he or she gets it right, they get 1 point. If they miss it, someone else can steal. Whoever raises their sign first, or in the case of the commissioner, yells out. And this week we're playing What Do You Know About Pearl Jam?
Yes, indeed. So this marks the 30th anniversary of the album 10 by the Seattle band Pearl Jam. This also marks me feeling extremely, extremely old. There is no way in hell that was 30 years ago, but here we are. Let's jump in anyway. Commissioner Franz, if you can hear me, true or false, Eddie Vedder was born and raised here in Washington State.
Oh my God, I am so behind. Yes, true.
It is false, I'm afraid. No, he is originally from San Diego. That's quite a scream there.
Well, that's
Yeah.
She's in her car. Let's make sure she's okay.
I was gonna say, she's on the side of the, she's parked on the side of the road.
I am.
So Eddie Vedder had worked as a surfer and as an attendant at a gas station. Everybody loves a rags to riches story, or in this case, a rags to flannel story. Hang on. There we go. Representative Hansen, Pearl Jam was formed by members of which defunct Seattle band? A, Screaming Trees.
Did you
B,
want to
Mother
let
Love
someone
Bone.
else steal on that one? Oh, I guess not at this point.
It was a true or false. So
Sorry.
probably that's
False.
I had a COVID booster shot today. I'm blaming it on COVID.
okay. So Representative Hansen, Pearl Jam was formed by members of which defunct Seattle band? A, Screaming Trees, B, Mother Love Bone, or C, Malfunction?
B, Mother Love Bone.
You got it, my friend. Yes, indeed. Mother Love Bone featured bass player Jeff Ament, guitarist Stone Gossard, and they both went on to form Pearl Jam. Treasure Pellicciotti, true or false to you? Pearl Jam named their debut album 10 after the jersey number of a basketball player.
Wow. I'm gonna go with false.
It is true, I'm afraid. Now they loved the Atlanta Hawk player Mookie Blaylock so much that they initially named their band after him, and then there was a whole cease and desist thing, and so they had to change the name of their band.
Yeah, and I mean, did they form before or after Nate McMillan played for the Sonics? Because that would have been a strong
There you
call.
go.
I think it would have been a very, very strong call. Yeah, I was always confused as to why they were obsessed with this whole Atlanta Hawk player and nobody from the Sonics, but that is lost to the winds of time, I'm afraid. Commissioner Sands, members of Pearl Jam appeared in what film that was shot in Seattle? A, Dogfight, B, Sleepless in Seattle, or C, Singles?
Oh my God, you're killing me. I was the kid who wasn't allowed to listen to anything but classical music and NPR growing up. So let me just say, I don't know even music, let alone. I'm going to say Sleepless in Seattle because I just totally lost.
That is incorrect. Would anybody like to steal? Anybody want to steal on this one? Okay, yes, Representative Hansen.
I think it's Singles. I mean,
It
I don't
was
remember, but I
indeed.
think it was.
It was. It starred, Bridget
Everybody was
Fonda.
right.
Bridget Fonda, Matt Dillon. This is generally considered Gen X's signature film, which I find kind of deeply embarrassing. Where is our Big Chill, y'all? Where's our American Graffiti? I want to do over here.
Steven,
All right,
I lost pause. I couldn't even watch movies. I didn't see Star Wars until I was 28. And let me just tell you, I am old.
Well, Hansen didn't start until he was 40, apparently. So this works out well.
I guess that's what a childhood of ice skating will do to you. It'll deprive you of popular culture.
Ice skating, NPR, and Beethoven. That's it. That's all I had.
Love it.
All right. Well, you've turned out just fine, Commissioner. We approve. Representative Hansen, the album 10 made it to number 2, only number 2 on the Billboard charts, beat out by which artist? A, Tupac Shakur, B, Billy Ray Cyrus, or C, Vanilla Ice?
Vanilla Ice.
No, I'm afraid that's wrong. Anybody want to steal? Yes.
I'm just gonna say Billy Ray.
You got it, my friend. Yes.
Yeah, achy breaky heart, man. That thing
That's
carried the day.
So that album, Some Gave All, spent a mind-boggling 17 consecutive weeks at number one. I die a little inside when I recall this fact. Okay, final question, Treasurer Pellicciotti. Question to you: true or false? Pearl Jam were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame by David Letterman.
Man, Stefan, that is so ridiculous. I'm just going to go with yes.
Yes, indeed it is. Yes, in fact. So, but here's the story. They were supposed to be inducted by Neil Young, but he couldn't make it because he was sick. It sounds like it was a winning proposition either way. So anyway, that will do it for What Do You Know About Cat? What is everybody's score at this point?
Oh, my Lord.
Well, coming in at the top, we've got the Druid with 5 points, the Bulldog leading a very close second with 4, and the Tree Hugger is trailing with 1.
All right, cool. Well, there's plenty of time to catch it.
I'm so much smarter just after the last 20 minutes.
Well, and so here's actually where it really gets fun. And we are going to read actually, we need to read the rules here. And then we're going to bring in our guest judge for this evening. It is time for Washington Cards Against Humanity. Kat, can you please briefly explain the rules?
It's like regular Cards Against Humanity, but instead of a pre-written answer, Stefan will give you a line and you fill in the blank. Whoever has the funniest answer wins a point. Remember, answers don't need to be factual, just funny. And our guest judge tonight is Bellevue City Council member Jeremy Barksdale.
Yes, it is. Hello, sir. How are you tonight?
Doing well, thanks. Thanks for having me here.
So listen, you are such an incredibly accomplished individual. I'm just going to read from your bio. You have a PhD in computer science, a master's in public administration. You also have a master's of science in computer science and a concentration in software engineering. You have a bachelor's in broadcast production, a minor in business administration. Your personal interests include volunteering, playing musical instruments, singing, reading, hiking, biking, and motorcycling. My question to you is, have you discovered the limitless drug, and can I have some?
I haven't found the limitless. I do it in cycles. So it's like time division multiplex algorithms. You splice it up by time. Sometimes I do A, sometimes I do B, sometimes.
Honestly, you lost me to algorithms. Yeah. So I have to ask you, what instruments do you play?
Piano, trumpet, bass guitar, drums, and sing.
That is phenomenal. Now, I actually dabble a little bit myself, and I can play keys and drums and guitar. It is the brass and woodwinds that are so different. So how do you work in the trumpet into all of that?
So I don't play the trumpet as much today. I played in the marching band growing up. And there was a difference between when I was in high school, we would play in march corps style. And then when I was at A&T, which is a historically Black university, we marched high knee, and we would scream. Trumpets would scream. Even the name of the trumpet section was Scream Machine, because we were popular for hitting the higher octave notes and screaming.
Now, I am told that those marching bands actually work out just as hard, if not harder, than the sporting teams that they support. Is that true?
Oh, it's very true. I mean, we're out practicing. When I was there, I think I was in probably the best shape of my life when I was in the marching band at A&T.
That is what I hear. I had a buddy who did. He was with the USC Trojans. Boo, says this the University of California fellow. But yes, indeed, he told me they work very, very hard. Okay, so listen, we're going to kick things off right now with our Washington Cards Against Humanity round. So here's how, again, this will go. I will give you a clue. You will fill in the blank, each of you contestants, and then Councilman Barksdale will tell you who he thought had the funniest response. Okay, so here we go. Here is clue number 1. Forget the atmospheric river and bomb cyclone. Remember these? They just happened. Weather events just happened recently. Forget the atmospheric river and bomb cyclone. Washington's next weather pattern will be blank. Washington's next weather pattern will be what, Treasurer Pellicciotti?
Seattle storm.
Ah, nice. Nicely done, sir. Very good. All right. Forget the atmospheric river and bomb cyclone. Washington's next weather pattern will be what, Representative Drew Hansen?
Will be compact and contiguous. It's a little redistricting joke there.
Yeah. Okay. No, I like that. That's right. We've got some of those coming, so I'm glad you kept one of those in your back pocket. That's very nice. And Representative Franz, you more than anybody else should be able to speak to this. What is Washington's next weather pattern going to be called?
Oh my gosh. I'm La Nina, La Pinta, and La Santa Maria.
Yes. Oh my goodness. That is just phenomenal. I love a good history joke. All right. Councilmember Barksdale, which of these tickled your funny bone, man?
Wow, they were all really good. I appreciated the factoid by Commissioner Franz. I appreciated the relevance to what's going on right now with redistricting by Representative Hansen. I appreciated the local response of Treasurer Pellicciotti. I'm going to say right now, because I think redistricting is kind of a hilarious moment and right now in Washington. I'm going to go with Representative Hansen.
Excellent. Points for you, sir. All right, round number 2. Senator Joe Manchin just announced that he will vote for the Build Back Better Act in exchange for blank. Senator Joe Manchin just revealed that he will vote for the Build Back Better Act in exchange for what, Representative Hansen?
A brand new Space Force base in Huntington, West Virginia.
Okay. All right. Well, we know what you know how to grease the skids with him. How about you, Treasurer Pellicciotti? What do you think will encourage Senator Joe Manchin to vote for the Build Back Better Act?
I'd say getting the rest of Virginia back.
So it's just a unified Virginia, no longer West Virginia. It's all big. And Commissioner Franz, Senator Joe Manchin announced he will vote for the Build Back Better Act only in exchange for what?
A lifetime supply of coal in his stocking.
Now, see, usually when you're bad, you get coal in your stocking, but because, see, I see what you did there. He's the coal baron, so that's good for him. Let's see. So, Councilmember Barksdale, what say you, my friend?
I think this one's going to be a tough one too. Let's see. So I used to live in D.C., and so I can appreciate the reference about the divided nature of Virginia. And I went to school in Blacksburg, so it's a very divided state. So I can appreciate my Treasurer Pellicciotti's response there.
Okay, all right. Points for you, Treasurer Pellicciotti. All right, moving on to the next round. This Thanksgiving, I'm most thankful for blank. This Thanksgiving, I'm most thankful for what, Commissioner Franz?
Bannon taking himself off the FBI's most wanted list.
Okay, so let's see. Representative Hansen, what are you most thankful for this Thanksgiving?
So I don't have a joke. I am honestly just really grateful for booster shots because that's going to allow me to spend Thanksgiving with my parents. So it's not funny. It's just truthful.
Love that. And Treasurer Pellicciotti, what are you most thankful for this Thanksgiving?
I was going to say the same thing. Just being able to go outside again, I think is a win. So I'm just going to say that because it's a good day compared to last week.
I love that. Okay, so Councilmember Barksdale, tough work cut out for you. What do you think?
Yeah, you made a point early on that they don't have to be factual for this round, but they have to be funny. Yep. So I appreciate the authenticity of Representative Hansen and Treasurer Pellicciotti, but I'm going to go with Commissioner Franz on this one.
Commissioner Franz, I think. Points for you. Okay, well, this
to be happy that I am actually scoring.
Congratulations, you're on the board. Okay, so for obvious reasons, Representative Hansen, we're going to go to you on this one for the answer first. Washington State Democrats' legislative agenda for 2021 will focus on the climate, COVID recovery, and blank. Washington State Democrats' legislative agenda for 2021 will focus on the climate, COVID recovery, and what?
Creating a special new time zone 1 hour before, just for the redistricting commission.
We're going to get a lot of miles out of that joke tonight. I can already tell.
We're going to keep going to that redistricting well. Now that I know, we're going to work the judges.
Keep on going back to it. Okay. Washington State Democrats' legislative agenda will be the climate, COVID recovery, and what, Commissioner Franz?
Finding a new Husky coach.
Oh, well, we got jokes about that too. Yeah. And what about you, Treasurer Pellicciotti? What is on the agenda for Democrats in the legislature this year besides climate, COVID recovery, and what?
Man, a lot of good stuff, but probably also holding on to their seats. I think that's probably some reality with that.
Oh, okay. Hang on. Sad answer. That's a very sad answer. Okay, Councilmember Barksdale, what say you, my friend?
Yeah, I think we're going to get some more mileage out of this redistricting. And so I'm going to go with Representative Hansen on this one.
All right. There we go.
Change all of our answers now to be redistricting focus.
No, don't do that.
German.
We've got plenty more jokes coming your way for that. There's plenty of time for that. Okay, so moving to the national news now. The newly emancipated Britney Spears announced the first thing she's going to do with her emancipation is what? The newly emancipated Britney Spears announced the first thing she's going to do is what? Treasurer Pellicciotti?
I don't know, but she's going to she's probably going to regret doing it again.
Whoops.
Oops, I did it again. Yeah.
I like
it's
that.
never good when you have to explain the joke. It's never good when you have to
I
explain
was
the
with you.
joke.
I thought it was funny. I was laughing over here.
I was lifting you up, man. Okay. So the newly emancipated Britney Spears, what's the first thing that she is going to do with her emancipation, Commissioner Franz?
She's going to come play at the Climate Pledge Arena, and
All
of
right.
her come out.
All right, very good. It's like we were young pups again. Okay, and then finally to you, Representative Hansen, what is Britney Spears going to do now that she's been emancipated?
She's going to go get that scarf and get it back to Taylor Swift.
Man, that was quite the scandal, wasn't it? Jake Gyllenhaal. Boy, everybody was
You
out there.
think, you assume it might not be him.
I don't know. All right, so here we go. This one is an old match game joke. Let's try this on for size. Supply chain issues are so bad.
I don't think
How
that.
bad are they?
Who
Oh, you're
won?
right. No, you're right. Thank you. I'm so sorry. It's just
I mean, we're in this for blood. Like, I got to be at least one statewide elected official.
and I will tell you this: at least once around, I just blast right on through, and I blow off our judge. And I'm so sorry, Councilmember Barksdale. Who had the funniest response to the Britney Spears?
I think we all agreed that Treasurer Pellicciotti had the funniest one.
Yes, points. All right. Okay, so let's try this one more time, match game fans. Supply chain issues, they're so bad.
How bad?
How bad are they?
Are
Thank you
they?
very much. Thanks for coming along with me. Supply chain issues are so bad, I still haven't received my blank. Supply chain issues are so bad, I still haven't received my what, Commissioner Franz?
Oh, deodorant for my 3 sons. My God.
No, you have 3 sons. Oh, you live in a house of stink. I'm so sorry. That's got to suck.
Nobody told me what Houston does to them.
All right, Treasurer Pellicciotti. Supply chain issues are so bad, you still haven't received your what?
Man, I don't. Daylight savings hour back.
Okay, all right, that's good. That's timely, literally timely. Representative Hansen, supply chain issues are so bad, you still haven't received what?
I mean, it's too many, but I'm going to do it again. My map of the 23rd legislative district.
All right, yeah, okay.
Wah, wah, wah.
Keeps on giving. All right, let's see where we're at here. We're at half an hour. Okay, so let's we're gonna go to this one right here. So this will
No, we're going to have the judge go.
Representative Hansen is dying to win.
Councilmember Barksdale. Who had the funniest response there?
Oh, I think I forgot to.
One was my smelly boys.
Yeah.
One was the Cali Boys.
Math and
redistrict.
yeah. And Treasurer Pellicciotti, what was yours again?
It's about getting your time back from the.
You want his hour back?
Daylight
Yeah.
If you can't remember it, he doesn't get a point.
Amen.
I was going to say deodorant is a really big issue, especially given that we're going back into public, right? I mean, that's going to be really key.
All right, there you go. All right.
Remember, I'll always say you smell amazing. Thank you.
What an odd compliment, but very heartfelt, I can tell. So congratulations to you, Commissioner Franz. This will be the last question on this round. Instead of arguing with your MAGA uncle this Thanksgiving, you should blank him instead. Instead of arguing with your MAGA uncle this Thanksgiving, you should blank him instead. What should you do, Treasurer Pellicciotti?
I'm going to say vaccinate.
Okay, yes. Love that answer. That's outstanding. Let's see. So, Commissioner Franz, what should you do with your MAGA uncle this Thanksgiving?
I have 2 answers. Okay, my first is Squid Game.
Squid Game, yes.
Game.
Love Squid Game. Yeah. Okay, that's one. And what's the other?
The other one is vaccinated. Oh, I mean microchip. I'm sorry.
You do want to be able to track the fella, of course, yeah, and see what he gets up to in his Dodge Ram. Okay, Representative Hansen, instead of arguing with your MAGA uncle this Thanksgiving, you should blank him instead.
So he's probably not wearing a mask, and he's probably not vaccinated. So we're going to offer him a mask that says "Let's go Trump," and see if he gets the reference.
Nice. So the Let's Go Brandon thing. Very nice. Okay, I like that. Good. Very, very timely. Okay, so that will do it for. That will do it. Damn it. Damn it. One of these things I'm going to learn. I'm going to learn. I'm so excited by your answers, and I want to hear the next ones that I forget to ask our fabulous celebrity judge, Councilmember Barksdale. Who had the funniest response there?
Treasurer Pellicciotti.
Yes, indeed. I love that. Okay. So, Kat, that seemed like a pretty even round. First of all, Councilmember Barksdale, thank you so much for your time this evening. We so appreciate you, sir. That was outstanding. Thank you.
I'd like
everybody.
to get Jeremy back for a duet with you two now.
Let's do it.
So we should probably cut an album together. I'm thinking. I'll send you over some tracks. It'll be good.
Sounds good.
Well, thank you, my friend, for joining us. I truly appreciate it. Thanks for taking the time out tonight.
Thanks for having me. All right. Bye, y'all.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye, Jeremy.
Okay. So the next game we are playing is called Name That Year in Washington History. Kat, how is this game played?
This is a progressive scoring game. Stefan will read 3 clues about a year in Washington state history. The clues will go from toughest to easiest. So if you answer on the first clue, you get 3 points. The second clue is worth 2 points, and the last clue is worth 1 point. Raise your sign whenever you think you know the answer.
All right. So I'm going to pause between each of these to see if anybody knows. So in this particular year in Washington history, more than 100,000 people marched for women's rights at the first Seattle Women's March on January 21st. What year was it? Okay, Representative Hansen.
2017.
Points! Points to you, sir. 3 points. Strong. And that was also, and I'm sorry, I almost led with this one, Treasurer Pellicciotti. Gonzaga University played its first ever Final Four game and advanced to the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. And of course, Seattle Mayor Ed Murray resigned on September 12th. Okay, now, next question. In this year, federal bank regulators seized Washington Mutual on September 25th. In this year, federal bank regulators seized Washington Mutual on September 25th. Yes, Commissioner Franz.
2008.
Yes, you got it. 3 points. Boom. That was also the year that the Seattle Supersonics played their final home game, and also the year that Washington voters elected Barack Obama and re-elected Governor Christine Gregoire. Nicely done, everybody. Okay. In this particular year, President Bill Clinton established the Hanford Reach National Monument on June 9th. President Clinton established the Hanford Reach National Monument on June 9th in this year. Any guesses? Nope. Moving on. Okay. In this year, Alaska Flight 261 bound for Seattle crashed into the Pacific Ocean on January 31st. Ring a bell for anybody? Well, this last one's. Oh, you want to answer?
Almost. Yep.
Yep.
Oh, but here's my question. If I get it wrong, do I get number 3 to still take, or I'm disqualified?
No, you're out.
You get negative points. Negative points, Hilary.
I'm going to say 1998.
No, I'm sorry. You're wrong. So you're disqualified for the rest of it. And so
For the rest
between.
of the game, I'm going to go have a drink. No, I'm joking.
That's fine. Yeah, you could be drinking
In your
now.
car on the side of the road.
Listen, I'm certainly drinking.
Oh, no, I won't do that.
Yeah, don't set a bad example. But okay, so then the final clue is the Kingdome Stadium was imploded on March 26th. Anybody remember what year that was? Yes, sir.
94.
No, I'm sorry. Representative Hansen, any idea?
I'm gonna go for 90. I'm gonna go for 99. That's a little.
No, we all came up snake eyes on this one. It was year 2000. That was the year 2000.
Okay.
Okay, so here,
If you
Yes,
had
ma'am.
said, oh my gosh, my kid, I was remembering it by the baby, the size of the baby, who's now 6 foot 2. But
yeah, that's how parents do it. They just break it up according to children growth patterns. Okay, in this particular year, the naval station at Everett was dedicated on April 8th. The naval station at Everett was dedicated on April 8th in this particular year in Washington history. Anybody? It's a tough one. This one will make it a little bit easier. Number 2, Slade Gorton was reelected to the U.S. Senate in a Republican sweep on November 8th. Yes, sir.
94.
Yes, it was. It was the Republican Revolution. This is also the same year that Kurt Cobain committed suicide on April 5th. Okay, and then the final question in this year in Washington state history, the demolition of the Alaska Way Viaduct in Seattle was completed on November 21st. In this year, the demolition of the Alaska Sky Viaduct in Seattle was completed on November 21st. Who could forget where you were? I guess we all did. Okay. Number 2.
I mean, no, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go 2019.
You got it. 3 points. 3 points for Representative Hansen. Outstanding. Nicely done. And that is it for Name That Year in Washington History. We will get scores in just a second, but our next game is called something, and I've been looking forward to this all night long. This next game is called Washington IPA or Hot Sauce. So I'm going to explain this one. If you have not been watching the interview show on YouTube called The Hot Ones, you have absolutely been missing out. So basically, it's this guy who interviews celebrities while they eat chicken wings that are progressively hotter and hotter and hotter. It is fantastic. Panelists, have you seen the show?
Mm-mm.
Nobody's seen the show. Okay, well,
I've been fighting fires, which are getting hotter and hotter and hotter.
Okay, good. Well, maybe you could do your own interview show in the midst of a raging fire. So as you know, Washington State is home to some of the finest beer breweries in the world, and those breweries love to give weird names to their beers. And so Lori and I, my wife, have noticed that the names of some of the sauces on the show, the Hot Ones, sound kind of like the weird names that local breweries sometimes give their IPAs. And so, Kat, how does this game work?
So Stefan will read each of the panelists a name, and they'll have to guess whether it's a hot sauce from the Hot Ones or a Washington IPA. Every correct answer is worth 2 points.
All right, here we go. So hot sauce or IPA. Representative Hansen, to you first. Ginger Goat, hot sauce or IPA?
That's got to be a hot sauce.
Yes, indeed it is. And apparently it's a pretty killer one on the show. Treasurer Pellicciotti.
Ginger and beer. That's going to be a hot sauce.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Ginger beer is delicious, but
Ginger beer is
not going to happen.
Yeah, no, it sounds angry, actually, as a hot sauce. Treasurer Pellicciotti, Queen Majesty, hot sauce or IPA?
I'm going to go hot sauce.
You got it. Wow, you guys are acing
All
this. Fabulous. Okay. Commissioner Franz, to you next. Chainsaws and broomsticks.
I'm gonna do IPA.
Yes, you're killing it. You got it. This is an IPA from Grains of Wrath Brewing in Camus. So there you go. Shout out to them.
That's also going to be the new Commissioner Franz for Public Lands slogan next election.
Chainsaws and broomsticks.
Chainsaws and broomsticks.
After today, I was thinking fire and ice. I mean, she's got it all covered, between the ice skating and the firework.
Oh, that's so good. Oh, the ads write themselves. I love that. Take note.
Nice.
No offense to the IPA drinkers, but
all right, Representative Hansen, temporary insanity, hot sauce or IPA?
Ooh. I'm gonna go IPA.
That is actually a hot sauce on the Hot Ones, temporary insanity. So you missed that one. Treasurer Pellicciotti, no soup for you. No soup for you. Is that an IPA or a hot sauce?
I'm going to go hot sauce.
That is an IPA. Now it's an IPA from Georgetown Brewing. I'm actually kind of excited to try no soup for you. Commissioner Franz, and I love this name, Aggressive Prius. Aggressive Prius, hot sauce or IPA?
oh God. I'm in a Tesla right now, and I drive aggressively. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go hot sauce.
No, it's an IPA. Yeah, an Aggressive Prius is an IPA from Wandering Hop Brewery in Yakima. All right. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to tour all of these places and drink their beer to make it up to them.
Did you know that at least two of our esteemed Democratic delegation are members of the Small Breweries Caucus? So hit them up if you ever want like a free pass. I believe it is Member Strickland and Member Smith. So if you want some free beer on your road trips there, hit them up. Okay, Representative Hansen, Mad Dog 357. Ooh. Mad Dog 357.
Ooh. IPA.
No, I'm afraid that's a hot sauce, my friend. Yeah. Treasurer Pellicciotti, Karma Scorpion Disco. Karma Scorpion Disco.
I like that.
I'm telling you.
Wow.
The great names, right?
Wow. Karma Scorpion Disco.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with IPA just because it terrifies me as a hot sauce. So
it is a hot sauce, and it's one of the ones that they usually finish on. They do terrify. Like it, I believe it's actually the one that got Gordon Ramsay to shit his pants. So there you go. That was
On the TV.
not directly on TV. He excused himself. All right.
Oh, that's good.
Commissioner Franz. I don't know.
I don't know if it's an immediate reaction. This could happen.
Oh, he panicked. Oh, it was a horrifying moment. Commissioner Franz Sleestack.
Can you spell that for me?
Sleestak. Sleestack.
Is that from the Germanic or Old English?
Actually, it's from the Land of the Lost. It's from remember the Sleestacks in the Land of the Lost? When we were all kids, and then Marshall, Will, and Holly on a routine.
Don't say, Commissioner, you weren't allowed to watch that. Don't pretend like you know that reference.
I didn't. I'm just laughing that he's singing it. I wasn't allowed to listen to that music either.
Yeah, that's Satan music from Land of the Lost.
Absolutely. No. So Sleestack, is it an IPA or a hot sauce?
IPA.
Yes, it is. It's an IPA. Boom. IPA from Structures Brewery up in Bellingham.
Yay.
Representative Hansen, Mount St. Humulus. Mount St. Humulus.
Oh, it's got to be an IPA.
It is. It's an IPA from Balebreaker Brewing in Yakima.
That's a great brewery. They make really good beer. No
Yes, they
shade on
do.
any
Actually,
other.
yeah. They and Drew Brew are my two favorite locals. And Mac and Jack. Oh, how I love you, Mac and Jack. They finally put it in cans. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Okay, Treasurer Pellicciotti, Lucky Juiciano. Is this a hot sauce or an IPA? Lucky Juiciano.
I'm gonna go IPA.
You got it. It is an IPA from Hellbent Brewing in Seattle. Okay, and Commissioner Franz, I've saved the best for last for you.
Thank
Angry Goat Hippy Dippy. I am not making this up. Angry Goat Hippy Dippy.
That's going to be Pellicciotti's campaign slogan.
I'm gonna go hot sauce.
You got it. Angry Goat Hippy Dippy is a very, very, very hot sauce. They rate them on the Scoville, whatever that means. It basically is like 1 to, a billion. And this one, the Angry Goat Hippy Dippy is like 250,000. So it's really, really angry. So Kat, can we at this point kindly get a tally of everyone's points, please?
Well, this is turning out to be interesting. The Druid has pulled ahead with 19 points. The Tree Hugger and the Bulldog are tied with 11 points.
This is very much within, very nicely done. This is within everybody's grasp because the final round, so many points. And in fact, the next round, 3 points per round are at stake. Kat, could you kindly explain the next round, please? This is political movie synonyms we're going to be playing.
So since you're all elected officials, every answer in this round is the name of a well-known political movie. Stefan will give a synonym for the movie, and for 3 points, you'll give the actual name of the movie. Raise your sign if you know the answer.
Okay, so for example, if I said End of Days currently, you'd say Apocalypse Now. So those are the kinds of clues you're going to get. Okay, so number 1, and raise it as soon as you know the answer, males who are affiliated with the commander-in-chief. Males who are affiliated with the commander. Yes, Commissioner Franz.
All the President's Men.
Yes. For somebody who doesn't know pop culture, you aced that.
I mean, I know. I thought you were like raised under a rock. How do you know these things?
You want to know how I won in 2016? I want to watch more political movies on how to get this done right.
I have a feeling you're going to do very well in this round, my friend. Okay. Number 2, bovine lactation. Bovine lactation. Political movie, bovine lactation. It's about Commissioner Treasurer Pellicciotti.
Mike, yeah. I have no idea. Cow milk? I don't know.
Well, Kat, can we get a ruling on this?
There ain't no movie called cow milk.
It starred Sean Penn. It's about the life of he's a gay rights activist in San Francisco.
Oh, come on.
Okay,
Yeah. Okay. So can we get a ruling, Kat?
I'm going to go with it.
Okay. Who gets the point on that? Mike? Mike at the point?
Oh, shoot. Because we had a tie at the end. Oh,
yeah.
God, help me.
You can give it to Drew.
That's very magnanimous.
Got to flip visas here.
It's only fair.
Well, listen, if you don't mind, for the remainder of the game, and we're so close to the end. There's so many syllables in Treasurer Pellicciotti, Representative Hansen, and Commissioner Franz. So for the end, if you'll indulge me, Mike, Drew, and Hilary, that's what we're going to go with. Okay.
Yes.
So here we go. Number 3, the 10th, 6th, and 11th letters of the alphabet. I see some finger counting going on here. Yeah.
JFK. Oh, JFK.
All right. Yes. Okay. Hilary got it. Nicely done. Yeah. Hilary got that one. Okay. Okay. Number 4. The clue is red, blue, and yellow. All you art fans should get this right away. Red, blue, and yellow.
Ooh.
Yes, Drew.
Primary colors.
Primary colors about Bill Clinton starring inexplicably John Travolta, but we went with it. Number 5, an aphorism involving a canine and what it does with its hindquarters.
Wag the dog.
Whoop.
Hello, sign.
I got it there.
I think Drew held up his sign first, but then
because it
I
was
want
wag
to
the
play
dog.
back like the NFL. I want to play back on that one.
so Kat,
Hillary's camera's not even working, so she at least gets. She has to have some.
No.
I was going to say she's really trying to make up for the latency issues. One of the things, of course, that we're hoping for with the Build Back Better is, or actually with the infrastructure package, is lots of money for broadband. Damn it. Okay, Kat, can we get a ruling on that?
I'm okay with
Representative Hansen did, in fact, have us sign up first. However, we're giving latency points to the tree hugger.
Okay, so 1.3. How about 1 point for each?
He got to eat his dinner. I didn't even get to eat. I've been stuck on I-5, 5 hours of negotiations, a legislative hearing.
Oh my goodness, this is phenomenal. I'm getting an inside look into the life of a public lands commissioner.
Glamorous life of the public lands commissioner.
Number 6.
Drinking out of her Tupperware in her car on the side of the road.
Number 6. A PhD of odd affection. A PhD. Yes, Hilary.
Dr. Zhivago? Oh, Strangelove.
Yeah.
Dr. Strangelove. Dr. Strangelove.
Yeah, you got it. All right, let me give it to you. All right. Okay, everybody be ready on this one. This is a quick one. The most common name in the U.S. travels to the capital. Yes, Drew.
Mr. Smith goes to Washington.
Correct, sir. Okay, this is a toughie. The transitional Muslim name of El Hajj Malik El Shabazz. Yes, Hilary.
Malcolm X.
Yes, it is. Wow, she's really just absolutely just you're dunking on this round. Okay, number 9, a device used to squeeze and hold things in place. A device used to squeeze and hold. Yes, Hilary.
It's a vice.
Yes, it is. The Dick Cheney film, starring Christian Bale of all people.
You didn't even know that.
I didn't know, but I know the tool because what do
You know what a vice is?
A bar and a blade. I certainly know a vice.
Back in my home school, when I wasn't ice skating, I was using vices.
Well, you can hold your skates together when you put them in a vise to kind of sharpen the skates. And sure, there you go. All right, come full circle. All right, number 10, final for this round. A nominee from the region of China, from a region of China. A nominee from a region of China. Yes, Mike.
Manchurian candidate.
Yes, sir. Perhaps you'd like to play a little solitaire. There you go. Angela Lansbury's finest role, I always thought. What is everybody's score going into the final round, Kat?
We have the Druid at 26, the Tree Hugger at 24, and the Bulldogs coming in at 13. Don't worry, we still win.
Okay, well, so we have our final rapid round. And Kat, can you please explain how this is played?
Yes, Stefan will ask 10 questions. Whoever raises their sign first and answers correctly gets 5 points. So if you're behind, here's where you can catch up.
Okay, so here we go with the questions. They're going to go pretty rapidly. Raise your sign as soon as you know the answer. Number 1, Attorney General Bob Ferguson has just begun his lawsuit against McKesson, Cardinal Health, and AmerisourceBergen, all of whom were the speakers of what painkiller?
Opioid.
Who had that first? Drew? Yeah? What painkiller?
Opioids.
What specific painkiller?
What's it? I mean, opioids. They're a type of painkiller. It's
That's
more
very
specific than
Class of drugs. You need the specific drug.
Mike, I saw you put your sign up.
I'm going to try oxycodone.
You got it. Yes, sir.
Hey,
Yeah.
time out, roll call. You didn't give the person who had her thing up second to
That
go.
is true.
We did actually have it up second.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So,
You give Pellicciotti and me both the points.
I like that. Okay. 5 each. 5 each for both of
I
y'all.
didn't know it was Oxycontin, but I support my fellow treasurer who I need a few things from. So go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay. Good. This is horse trading. You see how the deals are made here in Washington. Anybody who's watching outside of the state, this is how it's done, gang. We do it on ridiculous quiz shows.
I got 1 shit so far out of this game. Hansen, you're next.
Yeah, no, I'm killing all your bills in judiciary, so don't even think about it. It's
Oh my goodness. Oh, no, this is
The wheels coming off here.
The wheels are coming off and the sausage is being made. Isn't it delicious? Don't you love this? This is amazing. Okay, number 2, after being stuck in the up position for 2 days, this Seattle bridge is again operational. Yes, Hilary.
I think it's a Fremont Bridge.
You're wrong. Michael, do you want to steal it?
Motley?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Drew?
Nope.
University Bridge.
Yes, sir. University Bridge for 5 points. 5 points. Number 3.
If he can't point to it on a map blindfolded. Joking.
I didn't know we were going to have litmus tests on this. All right. Number 3, after the redistricting commission failed to meet its deadline today to produce our redistricting maps, the maps will now be drawn by what body? Yes, Mike.
Oh, come on.
Yes, they right across the campus from you. They're going to be drawing those maps. Number 4, which Sesame Street character was recently in the news for getting, yes, Hilary.
Big Bird.
Big Bird for getting vaccinated. Getting the big vax. Nice to see them.
He vaccinated him. I mean, think about it.
I don't know. I haven't watched, what do I say? I haven't watched Sesame Street for at least 10 years now. So number 5, 20-year incumbent Kathy Lambert was officially defeated by whom in the race? Yes, Drew.
Sarah Perry.
Sarah Perry, my new council member. I hope, depending on what the Supreme Court does with the maps. I don't know. She's mine right now. We'll see what happens. Number 6, State Senator Doug Erickson has tested positive for COVID while on a trip to what Central American country? Yes, Mike.
El Salvador.
El Salvador is correct for 5 points. Number 7, last Friday, Seattle and Bellevue school districts abruptly canceled classes due to what? Yes, Drew.
Insufficient staff on the.
That is correct. Teacher shortage. Yep. Number 8, nearly 1 million kids in the U.S. between the ages of 5 and 11 have now received their first dose of what? Yes, Hilary.
Vaccine.
Yes, indeed, the COVID vaccine. That's right. Number 9, Governor Inslee has announced that he is replacing outgoing Secretary. Yes, yes, Hilary.
He's replacing Wyman with Steve Hobbs.
Steve Hobbs. Yes, indeed. Which, as Rich Smith, and you're not going to say this, but I'll say this, as Rich Smith said, it's good news for people who like to breathe clean air. Thank you. All right. And then finally, number 10, after 13 games, Jimmy Lake has been fired as head coach of what team? Drew.
Husky football.
Husky football. Okay. Wow. Well, this has been quite a journey, my dear friends. Kat, what do we have here? Let's tally up the scores.
Man, the Druid pulled it out at 46.
Oh, good.
344, and the Bulldog is trailing at 28.
Well, a full belly makes the difference, doesn't it, Drew? That means this week's champion is Representative Drew Hansen. Any thoughts on your victory tonight, sir?
No, I'm delighted. I want to thank the Academy. I want to thank the statewide elected officials for their graciousness in allowing a mere member of the legislative branch to participate, and to Indivisible for doing such great work and flipping a bunch of districts. Woo!
All right. Well, we're going to try and continue our streak in 2022 for sure. So, Kat, what is this week's prize?
This week's prize is you get to select from a bunch of swag. So I have a number of different t-shirts and various other things. And so I'll connect up with each of you tomorrow to find out your sizes and which ones you want. I've actually got, does anyone have a tiny baby in their life?
No.
Wait for it. Wait for it. We now have Indivisible baby shirts.
Oh, so cute. So
Kat, just to be clear, I get to pick first because I won, right?
Right.
yes, you do. Yeah,
Okay, thank you.
You'll get the swaggiest swag.
sure.
I think Treasurer Pellicciotti and I should tape your voice message answering. We'll do it for you. You can have it. You can keep it on there as long as you. Are you in on it, Mike? We'll do it.
Sure, you bet.
Yeah.
So is this like Carl Castle does your outgoing voice
Mike
message?
and I'll do it together. We'll
do it together. It'll be great.
Voice message.
Hi, you picked Representative Hansen, and
It's like a cameo. It's gonna be awesome. Absolutely.
We'll tell them where to leave the message.
Look, if Giuliani will do a cameo for like $25, we're on the cheap. I assure you. It's
that's perfect. You guys should totally get on Cameo. There's so much money to be made. Absolutely. All right, friends. Well, this has been just fantastic. Commissioner Hilary, Franz, thank you so much to you. You've been wonderful. Thank you for doing this while you're actually on the job. Representative Drew Hansen, congratulations to you on your win tonight. Thank you for joining us over dinner. And Treasurer Mike Pellicciotti, aren't you grateful that I did not make you explain what the treasurer does?
That's right. Well, we'll save it for the next time.
Yes, I'm sure we will. Okay, well, thanks to each of you. I still appreciate all of you, and thanks for playing tonight.
You guys are great. Thank
Thank
you.
you,
for the
Elizabeth.
fun.
It was fun. Good to see you all. Thanks, Kat.
Bye,
Thank-
everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, friends. Okay,
I
so
will leave.
Oh, you can stay or go.
Kat, do we have any final announcements before we go this evening?
Nope. I treasure now I've got lots of new taglines. We've got Fire and Ice, Angry
Yes.
Goat, Hippy Dippy. We've got all kinds of new campaign slogans for the Dorkiest Dork, the Zags ticket holder, and always carries.
Are we going, you and I, going into some sort of consulting business then, where we're actually going to start providing these people with their campaign?
Well, we can't beat some of the folks who are out there. I mean, there's some fantastic consultants out there, but there are some that can learn a few things, I think, from the conversation tonight.
I should say, I should absolutely say. Well, the one that I actually enjoyed was in Sammamish. Karen Howe was running, and her sign just said, "How now?" How about that? Love that. That was very clever. All right, so yeah, that is it for this evening's festivities. Kat, as always, thank you. You rock. You're the awesomest. And thanks to everybody. Yeah, so thanks to everybody for watching live. We will have a December show. I don't think we have any guests lined up as of yet, but we'll figure it out. And we really appreciate everybody for joining. So we'll see you next month, and everybody have a wonderful, wonderful holiday, and everybody stay safe. All right. Good night, everybody.